Today is the 21st of May and it is a Monday. I am 17 weeks today and we are currently in Japan, in Kyoto right now, just about to head off to Tokyo. We've been here for a week and so far I've been kind of worried because obviously we planned this Japan trip before we found out I was pregnant. And then a lot of things had to change on this trip because originally all I wanted to do was eat sushi and eat medium rare meat and do like a whole lot of like touristy stuff. So far it's been okay. Like we've been doing a lot of walking, like a lot of walking, and I know you should be walking while you're pregnant to get you some exercise in, but also not walk too much. And we've been walking a lot, like pretty much like 10 hours a day. Like we've been like on and off, like we take rest obviously. But I'm not sure, like I was kind of worried at first because up until actually this morning, I feel like all my symptoms kind of disappeared and I wasn't sure whether it's because of the walking that helped with it or whether something was wrong, because before I had dry skin and now I'm not sure whether because it's hot in Japan my skin is more, I guess, oily and it's not as dry as it used to be. My boobs no longer hurt, and I mean I still pee a lot, but that was pretty much the only symptoms. I don't have the restless leg syndrome, and again I don't know whether it's because we've been walking a lot, that I'm just so exhausted. So I was kind of worried that maybe something was wrong, and with my diabetes, so I've been monitoring the levels and I'm not sure whether it's the machine or me, but I find it difficult to get a good reading because if I do it on any finger it turns out to be lower than if I do it on my left middle finger it turns out to be higher. So I've been using this finger the whole time and like I don't know if you can see, but there's so much like little prick marks in it. But I guess I'm going to have to be using this for the next 6 months. So hopefully it all goes well. My levels have kind of been high and low depending on what I eat. So I've realized now, like noodles, some ramen noodles, I think it's more the noodle itself makes my levels go higher because of the carbohydrates. Apart from that, like I've been trying to keep things easy, like eating cooked food. And all that. But this morning I was kind of feeling a little bit more better because I followed the Ovia pregnancy app and it did mention that in your second pregnancy now, I think I don't have dry skin, the hormonal side of the symptoms, because the placenta's now starting to kick in, so that's kind of supporting the baby. So I kind of feel slightly better knowing that. And also like the walking is good for pregnancy. I think I'm still walking a bit too much, but it's okay. Like I don't feel tired. Obviously like going up the stairs is a little bit more of a struggle, but we take rest in between. So yeah, that's pretty much my update for now. Hopefully like this whole pregnancy, like I haven't gotten sick or anything. Like I'm still doing okay through this whole trip. So hopefully we've got another 2 weeks so everything still goes fine. I haven't had any bad cramps or anything like that. I'm taking my medication, so I got a doctor's certificate with all the medication ready to go. So I've got that, taking that in the morning, and yeah, so hopefully things go well with this trip and I'll, I guess, report back if there's any changes. So today is 5th of June, Tuesday. We just got back from Japan yesterday. For the past 3 weeks, to be honest, like I didn't really have any bad symptoms or anything. There was a few times last week, like Monday, Tuesday, I felt a little bit of a cramp, which wasn't really bad. It was just really mild. So I did Google it and it just said it could just be my uterus like expanding or growing. That was pretty much it. Like I felt like we walked a lot, like did 12 hours walk, almost 12 hours a day walking. I'm hoping that kind of helped a lot with like any symptoms or anything. And like I ate, so I didn't have any raw food or any uncooked food. I did watch what I ate. And it was really hard because in Japan, a lot of their meals didn't include a lot of vegetables. I don't even know if they eat a lot at all. I did crave a lot of fruit and salads, but it's really hard. Like I did buy fruits on the trip, but they're quite expensive. So now that we're home, I've already gone grocery shopping and just stocked up on fruits and veggies and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't really have any bad symptoms or anything. I actually felt like normal. My stomach feels normal. Like I didn't feel like, maybe because I haven't been keeping track and because I've been looking at it every day, like I don't feel like I'm growing as much. I actually had to Google pictures to see what an 18-week pregnancy looks like, but I think it varies depending on everyone, so not everyone is the same. So I wasn't too worried, I guess. I just felt like that I didn't really feel any symptoms. I started getting worried, but we do have our appointment with our OB tomorrow, so hopefully I've got some more news. But it's the 11th of June. Time is going past so fast. I forgot to give an update on Wednesday. I actually went and saw the OB just to do a checkup because I was worried because I haven't been getting any like bad symptoms or anything, and I didn't feel any major changes with my body. To be honest, like I haven't really been keeping a progress report of how my stomach's growing. I think because I've been very self-conscious because I've always had a big like fat stomach, so I didn't really keep an update. But I think I've noticed a slight difference. Like my top half of my stomach is kind of getting more rounder, but the bottom is still a bit flabby. So yeah, I'm still shy, I guess, to show my stomach in a progress because of that. But yeah, so we went and saw the OB and it was good because she kind of confirmed and affirmed that I am still pregnant. I know this sounds weird, really strange, but I don't know, like when you're pregnant, especially for the first time, it's like you're experiencing things that you've never experienced before. And even though people tell you, oh, you know, when they kick, you feel this, you that, you know, have you felt this, have you felt that yet? Like you still, it's like an experience that you're still not sure of. And people will say, you know, you'll know when they kick, you'll know. But right now, I feel like I don't know. And I guess it's really hard, like, going through this because it's all new to me. It's all new to me, so yeah, so I heard Nugget's heartbeat. It was pretty fast, but I heard the heartbeat. It wasn't really a clear picture because it was just a quick scan, but I will be having a 20-week scan next week. So I'm actually 20 weeks tomorrow, but I've booked it a week late because they suggested that. So yeah, so she said that, you know, I looked great. When I saw her, that I looked healthier. So excuse the snoring. Coco is napping in bed right now. But yeah, so everything was all good. So I was worried that, you know, I would have some bad news, but it's all good. I also, when I got back, I also got a few missed letters from the hospital. So I've already registered at the hospital at St. Vincent's in Melbourne. It's just a bit overwhelming because they send you all this information, and I've decided to go private health rather than public because it's my first pregnancy. I just kind of want to make sure that I want to be looked after, and I'm so scared. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I haven't really been exposed to like chilled like babies before, so it's all kind of new to me. So I don't know how I'm gonna go. So I'm hoping, you know, I just want to be handheld throughout the whole thing. So yeah, I also saw a nutritionist on Wednesday as well before my OB appointment, and she was happy that I haven't really put on a lot of weight or anything. I'm still the same weight, but it was really hard in Japan trying to get the nutrients in because, you know, most of the meal servings didn't really have a lot of vegetables or anything. So now that we're back at home, I'm starting to really get that in. So I'm trying to get a lot of portions in. I don't know why, but when we were in Japan, like, we found it really easy. Well, still tired from more the walking, but we found it really easy trying to wake up early to start the day. But now that we're in Melbourne and the weather's cold, I find it really hard. And plus, because I'm not working at the moment as well, I've been like sleeping in till like 1 o'clock, and then I'll get tired more easily, and I'll have like a nap around 4 or so. It's so weird, and because of that, I haven't really been eating proper like breakfast. Like, I try to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but it's just been really hard trying to keep to that because by the time I'm having breakfast, it's lunchtime already, and I know I should be kind of keeping more of a schedule, but I've just been really, I don't know, drained, I guess. But I will try to eat, so like, you know, when you eat your food, it's good because I am overweight for my BMI to not to put on excess weight, and only kind of put on. So because I haven't really put anything on, I'm not sure whether I'm losing weight and Nuggets putting the weight on or not. But now ideally I want to put on like 300 grams a week. So I've been stocking up on like greens, a lot of greens, a lot of like vegetables, trying to stick to like more of a protein, so eat like fish once or twice a week, red meat, pork and stuff once or twice a week, and also just chicken throughout the whole time as well. So all that kind of stuff I'm still, I guess, trying to do, and just kind of eat healthy, which so far since we've been back, we've been eating out like every night, just catching up with friends and stuff. So it's actually really hard because I'm still monitoring my glucose for diabetes, and it's, yeah, been over a few times because we had my grandma's birthday, we went out to eat, all you can eat Korean barbecue and just like all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of hard maintaining the glucose, but we'll see how we go. So it's the 22nd of June. I am in my 21st week. This week I had 2 appointments. So on Thursday I had an appointment with my diabetes specialist, just to go over my gestational diabetes. When I was in Japan, so every week I've been sending him my readings, my levels, when I've been testing myself. And so far it's been good when I was in Japan for some reason. But now that I've been back, I've noticed that my sugar levels have increased. Maybe it was all the walking that helped in Japan, or maybe it was just the weather, or maybe it was also me getting further along in the pregnancy. So I saw him. He was quite happy with the results, because I didn't realize, there was a few days where I went higher than the expected levels, but those were like, I knew pretty much because, you know, it's either something or I ate something that I knew I shouldn't have eaten anyway. But it wasn't really a big deal. So he was really happy with the results. I haven't actually put on any excess weight, which was what I was worried about. But he confirmed that, you know, look, everything is fine at my weight anyways. I shouldn't be gaining a lot of weight. So he's happy with the results. Moving forward though, so I've been taking metmorphin, just to kind of control my levels, because it's usually in the morning or around dinner time. It's a little bit higher than, it's not like over the levels, but it is high, like reaching that, or just under. So I've been taking metmorphin, just to control my sugar levels so I don't have to take insulin. But we do need to monitor it now. I guess the further down the pregnancy, the higher my sugar levels will be. So I'll continue sending him weekly reports of my scores. And if I have any that's consecutively high, then I may need to go on insulin. So hopefully I don't, but I'm anticipating that I probably will, because I just fall in the categories anyways of diabetes. So usually you don't do a glucose tolerance test and you don't get tested for diabetes till you're about 25 weeks. But because I have history and I fall into that category, lucky I was tested early at about 15 weeks. So I've been able to monitor and keep things up to track. On Wednesday, I also I did my 20-week scan, and it was another, like, even though I did a quick one with the OB the previous week, it was a quick one to know that, you know, everything is fine. And I'm not sure whether, you know, if anyone can relate to this, but because we've been trying so long to fall pregnant, that this is all such a surreal experience. And we have started buying stuff, but we haven't really gone into full swings. One, I don't know when the right time is. Two, I always feel like this is such a dream. Like, what if one day I wake up? And I know this is something that everyone goes through, because you can't expect everything, even until the baby's born, even after the baby, like, it's still going to be a challenge just for the first couple of weeks, I guess. But for me, it's like such a surreal, like, it doesn't even feel like I'm pregnant. Like, even though I think it's because I haven't had any bad morning sickness or anything. And I think because I don't know what to expect. And yes, I did talk to my girlfriends on the weekend, and I have been feeling the baby kick. So I've been feeling little air bubbles in my stomach, like, oh, I feel so gassy. But my girlfriend's like, yeah, that's kicking. So, and I have noticed, like, when I did the scan, the 20-week scan, is that when he was moving the scanning thing, that I did feel a little kick. So It is, it's all good at the moment. So the scan shows that the baby is healthy, it's growing per size, which was what I was worried about because I wasn't putting on any weight. And because of the whole gestational diabetes is I know it might be a little bigger, so I might need to be induced earlier or like about 38 weeks or something. But I guess it depends on how I go moving forward. But yeah, we saw the scan. It's a feisty little baby. Like it's very stubborn. I think it runs in the family at the moment. We saw, the person that scanned was really helpful, explained to us everything, like the size measurements, that it falls in the norm category. Nothing wrong with it. We had the heartbeat count, heard it for the first time because he couldn't make it to my 13 week scan. He couldn't make it to, so he saw it, and it's reassuring, I guess, that everything is on track, everything is fine. We saw the baby. We also got like a 4D scan, which is kind of freaky, to be honest. But yeah, it's just weird seeing a face, like you don't imagine what the baby will look like, and because we don't know the sex yet, we don't know whether it's a boy or a girl. It kind of looks like a girl, in my opinion, but, babies are babies. Like, some people say that sometimes, you can tell it looks like a boy, you can tell it's a girl. It looks cute to me, like, I've noticed nugget likes kind of touching its face. So it kind of looks like a weird blob kind of 3D print, but it's, you can still see the eyes, the cute little nose. I reckon it's going to have like my nose, like a flat nose, but anyway. So yeah, and I guess after seeing that, I feel more assured that, things are actually happening. So I have started buying a few things. So when we were in Japan, obviously I collected a few stuff. I didn't go overboard. We have bought a crib already, like a little cot. I just haven't got the mattress and stuff, so I got that like last week or a few weeks ago. And then yesterday I did a little shopping and bought some like rompers and stuff, just newborn ones. And I did buy stuff on sale the other day as well because I had up to 60% off clothing. So I have started buying stuff, which I guess the more closer towards the end, the more reassuring it is that, it is actually happening. So today is the 12th of July and I am 24 weeks and 2 days. Had an OB appointment yesterday and just a quick one just to go through, make sure everything is fine. So I've already done the 20-week scan and that's pretty much the necessary scans, I guess, that we've got. But because of my diabetes, the GD, we need to do regular visits to my OB and maybe do another scan at 32 weeks or something in the third trimester. Every time I go to see the OB, she does do a quick scan as well. So we just check to make sure everything is fine. And yeah, that's about it. Like this time around in second trimester, I guess there's not as much updates because everything is starting to go on track now. It's taken a while, but I think around maybe 2 weeks ago, I started feeling pregnant, which is a reassurance again, because I didn't have any symptoms before, so it wasn't really kicking in. But now I don't feel as big. Like I still feel not looking like pregnant. I just look fat, to be honest. But I am starting to feel my stomach getting big to me. Like it's getting in the way of a lot of things. I've noticed that little things are starting to kick in, like my boobs are starting to hurt a bit. When I sleep, I have trouble sleeping, not because of the restless leg syndrome. I actually don't get that anymore. It's more now just trying to get comfortable sleeping on the sides. I find that when I sleep on the left side, my belly gets in the way and it's not as comfortable as sleeping on the right side. But I need to have my leg elevated. So I did invest in some pillows. I got a pregnancy pillow, one of those big U ones, which have come really helpful. And yeah, so I've noticed my boobs like feel bigger. And I've gone to the stage as well that I'm peeing a lot more often, which means sometimes when I sneeze or cough, I pee a little, which is TMI, but yeah, it's finally happening. The good thing is as well is that my cousin has generously given us some of her baby stuff. So she's no longer having kids. She's decided, you know, 2 is enough for her. So good thing is I'm really grateful that she's able to give us some of the stuff. So it means like the pram, baby seats, and just a few like things here and there, because once her kids are a little bit older, she'll be able to give me more stuff. So she did donate me her Bugaboo pram. So I'm really excited because I've always wanted a Bugaboo pram, but it is, because she had her first kid like 8 years ago, it is the original Chameleon. So I don't know how to use it because it doesn't come with instructions. So we've been playing around with it, and honestly it seems a lot harder and heavier than I thought. So I think right now, while I'm still capable of moving around, I'm just trying to test it out to see and time myself to get it open as fast as I can. So that's the one at the back, that's hers. It's brown with like a beige, so I'm not really keen on the color, to be honest. If it was me, I would have just gotten like an all black one, something that's unisex and neutral, although she reckons brown was neutral. She had 2 girls, but yeah, so I'm actually quite happy. It's not as bad as it looks. But yeah, so right now we've been trying to play around with it, and I think the handle, like the handle bit, gets a little stuck. So I'm not sure whether that's taking a while, but it's taking a long time to get it open. So I guess the more we practice, the more we get used to it, the more, you know, hopefully it will be a lot quicker to get it open, because if I struggle every time I take it out of the car, it's gonna drive me nuts. So yeah, that's all I have right now. I'm super excited as well because my girlfriend is also now pregnant, and my cousin is pregnant as well. So it means that I have a couple of people to share the pregnancy journey with. So my friend's not due till January, which is good because it's only like 3 months behind from mine. So it's really good because it means I get to share the experience with someone and talk to other people going through, even though I'm 3 months ahead of them, but still it's just really exciting to share that experience. So yeah, hopefully, I'm not sure whether I'll have enough. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do like another update on this. I've got another appointment in another month, so now I'm just doing monthly appointments. So with the hospital, we've already registered, and I've also booked in my birthing classes. I've got 3 of those. So hopefully, yeah, there'll be more updates further on. So today is the 4th of August. I just finished up a video. Just a little bit late. It's like just past 5 o'clock, so that's why the lighting isn't the greatest. But yeah, so today I am at 27 weeks and 4 days. So I'm like almost to the end of 2nd trimester, I think. I think 2nd trimester begins at 28 weeks. I'm not 100% sure, but I just thought I'll give you an update because this time around, like I said, it's not really more frequent because there hasn't really been a lot of changes or anything. I see my OB once a month just to do a quick check to make sure everything's fine. And the past two, well actually I had one since my last update, has just been all just like the same thing. So right now I see a OB, I see a dietitian, as well as a diabetes specialist as well, and they pretty much all just giving me the same information, that the pregnancy is going through on track. I can hear the heartbeat and everything. It's growing, Nugget is growing. My nutritionist said that my dietary has been quite good. I mean, there's always some small alterations I'll need to make just so I don't put on extra weight during the pregnancy, because of my BMI and my weight is that I shouldn't really put more than 5 kilos on during this pregnancy. So far it's been so good. I have to admit, the past couple of weeks though have really started kicking in. So before I didn't really feel pregnant, I just felt kind of normal. I feel guilty saying that, you know, I haven't had any bad symptoms or anything, because, you know, I know everyone goes through their own experiences, and I hear stories how other pregnancies, you know, they've experienced bleeding, they've experienced nausea, vomiting, pain, and it kind of makes me feel guilty that I, you know, haven't experienced it. But just saying that though, it doesn't mean that, you know, everything is going to be fine. I still have my insecurities and my own worries as well. Yeah, so even with the whole diabetes thing, everything's on track. So I'm still kind of pricking myself 4 times a day, just keeping an eye on it. So far I'm not on insulin yet. There has been a few times it has spiked up really high, but that's mainly because of the food I was eating. So I can't eat Thai food because Thai food just goes above, like it just goes ridiculously high. I do try to watch what I eat. I haven't really been, I guess, too strict on my diet. I'm still eating the same food that I would normally eat.
If anything, I'm just being a lazy cook and I just don't put in a lot of effort with my cooking. So I cook like, you know, a piece of salmon or like some, you know, chicken, just grill it and just have it with side of salad or some steamed vegetables and like mashed potatoes or something. But it hasn't been too much of a concern now. So I guess towards the end of the pregnancy, I may need insulin just to help out with the growth and just everything. But in terms of dieting, I haven't made any big changes. But like I said, that being said though, lately I have definitely gotten my appetite back. I'm craving a lot of bread, actually, like sliced bread. Like all I want to do is eat toast, or just like for breakfast I'll have like egg mayo sandwich, something on the go. And just keeping it, and like sometimes I'll just have like a smoothie, like a green juice, just to get a little bit more nutrients in, like with apples, spinach, some celery, cucumber, things like that. Try to eat as much vegetables as I can. But I definitely do feel more pregnant. So I haven't been keeping an eye on measurements and size, only because I've been very insecure about it, because I've been big and I guess fat anyway. I can't tell whether I'm just normally fat or whether I'm pregnant, but I haven't really been keeping measurements. However, like I don't even know if I've shown you like my stomach yet. Let me see if I can get further back, but this is pretty much me right now. Like, I don't know, like I feel a lot bigger than I did before. I don't know if you can see, like it's probably not the best view, but I guess like, yeah, so I definitely feel a lot more pregnant now. I find it very hard, so lucky is that I haven't really felt any major pains or anything like that. I just feel more exhausted. I don't even work much at the moment, to be honest, and I feel like it's just a struggle, constant struggle. Sleeping, so I find it hard sleeping. I think it's more because I have a lot of things going on in my mind, and if I don't fall asleep straight away, I find myself peeing every hour now when I go to sleep. And when I sleep, because I've got the U-pillow, I try not to sleep on my back because I heard it's bad for you, especially further towards the end of the pregnancy and when baby starts to get bigger, because they're putting a lot of pressure on your spine, your I guess your bones and your muscles and things like that. However, I've noticed that in some positions I definitely feel uncomfortable, and I feel like it's making me want to pee a lot more. So I try to move side to side, but even moving side to side, it feels like I have to drag my whole stomach over to the other side. And when I get up from the seat or bend over to pick something up, it's definitely getting in the way. I'm bumping into like the table bench and things like that. I don't notice, like, you know, how, you know, actually close and how far. Like I've noticed when I'm driving, I'm about this far away from the wheel. So I don't know whether if it gets bigger, obviously it may mean I can't drive, but I drive everywhere right now, so I don't know what I'm going to do when I can't drive. But yeah, so that's pretty much what's been happening. No pains, no nothing, just feeling exhausted, feeling more pregnant. Sometimes I feel like I get a little bit more heartburn. So I noticed with heartburn, it's like just like, it's like, you know, when you have like a fizzy drink and all that bubble kind of gets stuck down your throat, it just feels like that constantly at night. It's a lot of food. I don't really restrict. Obviously I don't eat raw food, I don't eat cold deli meats, or like rare, medium rare, although I'm really craving, like I just can't wait to eat that when I'm not pregnant anymore. So I do kind of watch it, but I'm not exactly the strictest. So I do watch like vegetables and things like that. But like I said, I have like egg mayo sandwiches and stuff, which I know some mayos you can't, but if it's not, I think the ones that you store bought are, because they're pasteurized anyway, it should be safe, and I haven't had any issues. In terms of bowel movement, a lot of people notice that they're more constipated and stuff. I go through my days, but I'm definitely more on the other end of that scale. There are some times when I do feel like I get stomach aches, and I don't know whether it's pregnancy or whether it's just me normally, but I don't feel like I'm in pain after, so I don't think it's a big problem. Any concerns, I try not to Google it, because, you know, everyone goes through different things during their pregnancy. You just want to make sure that everything is okay, but I try not to. So I just kind of write a list and ask my OB what she thinks, and she says, you know, it's okay to do exercise, it's okay to do whatever, as long as you feel comfortable and you can do it. In terms of food, usually all food is okay as long as you watch what you eat. Like, you know, sometimes I don't eat a lot of like spicy noodles and stuff like that, but sometimes once in a while you crave it, and I guess it's not the best food anyway, but during pregnancy it doesn't make it even worse. It just may give you heartburn, things like that. And like even just people telling me like, you know, don't eat too much chili because you can make your kids' eyes come out squinty. That's what a lady told me, and she was like, you know, you have to listen to me because I'm old. But I don't think really, I think they're just all old wives' tales. I don't think it's anything that serious. So I don't eat it, obviously. Like there's not one food that I do because I eat a lot of toast and bread and orange juice, but it's not like I'm trying, like, you know, I'm eating one specific food all the time. Like I do try to eat variety, and I'm not too strict because I haven't had any problems. But yes, that's all food related, I guess. I have to admit, like right now it's kind of getting more real. I have had a few nights of feeling really insecure and worried. So even though, you know, people get worried that, you know, if they're bleeding and stuff, it may be a lot of complications. I don't really get that because I'm quite chilled in this pregnancy, but I have had a few nights where I've just broken down a lot of times. Not so much because of I don't know, like at the moment my grandma is actually in hospital because she's not doing so well. She's been there for almost a month now. She's 94. But just being surrounded by family, I'm really grateful that our family is quite close and very close. They're very supportive in their own ways, and being around that, being in a small, I guess, community, you know, people start asking questions and stuff, and it's really hard dealing with family, especially with my experience. I'm thinking I might do an actual separate video just to discuss about it, because it's been something that's been weighing on my mind a lot. But basically, you know, people ask, you know, have you told Kang's family? Have you know, what's happening with that? And it's kind of opened up like this. I feel like now I'm at a good place where I can move on. I can talk about it. I can, you know, I'm happy the way we are right now. But it does cause like a set of other insecurities and other issues that I'm trying to deal with. And there are times where I have cried myself to sleep, a few times actually, and I'm worried that that will affect the baby. But it's more just, I guess, trying to understand, trying to find a way to go through with it. And what I worry about is that I worry about Nuggets, I guess, growing up, how they're going to fit into society. You know, being Asian in culture, it's very hard to show affection. It's something that I guess, you know, my parents' generations, they don't understand. I guess I'm not saying that it's just Asian. I'm like, could be any country, but when you're so, like, the culture is different to being Western. And when you're, you know, what I see here in our generation, Western generation, is it's all about, you know, support. And just being there for mental health, and that's not something that Asians can really do well because they've never really experienced that or admitted to it. And I find it something that I'm currently struggling with at the moment, is that what I'm going through is that they don't understand the severity of how I feel because they've never been in this situation. They've never, you know, the way they've grown up, they don't show affection. They don't understand why certain people need certain things. And, you know, with the Western culture, it's like all in the news, like, you know, promoting awareness for mental health, bullying and things like that. It's not something that they can actually understand. So that's what I'm having trouble dealing with. And then it kind of makes me think, well, when Nugget's born, how am I going to protect them? How am I going to, you know, make sure that they survive and they don't go through what I have to go through? So it's been hard in that sense, and I worry that I'm going to screw up on a lot of things all the time. This week, I think, or this month, is actually Breastfeeding Awareness Week. And I just attended a morning tea for a Lola Foundation. My girlfriend is an ambassador, and she helps support a Lola, which is like it's based on a mother's group, it's like a milk campaign, helping mothers in Timor-Leste, just so they understand the awareness of breastfeeding, the benefits of it and all that kind of stuff. And breastfeeding is something that I guess I'm definitely worried about. Like, I know it's a lot of nutrients involved. It's a good way to bond with your kid, and financially, you know, it's affordable to breastfeed rather than buying formula and stuff like that. And at the moment I feel like I don't know what to do because I've never had that exposure around kids where I understand, and I'm worried that what if I can't breastfeed, because I've heard a lot of stories, you know, some people can't, some people just won't, and I'm worried that, you know, what if I can't, does that, like, I don't know, like, I feel guilty, and I know that everyone goes through differences, like, you know, whether you breastfeed or not, don't feel ashamed, whatever works well with you and your child, but I kind of feel like I want to. And now that I'm 27 weeks, we have definitely started buying a lot more things. I was a bit worried at first because I didn't really feel pregnant, so I was in denial and I didn't feel comfortable buying stuff in case things will happen. But now that we are, I guess, heading towards the final trimester, I feel more comfortable. So we have already started with our nursery buying things. I did go a little bit overboard and bought too much clothes already, and I don't even know the sex yet, so I'm kind of worried. Baby's just gonna be like, for the first, especially the first 3 months, they're gonna be like just wearing grey and everything. So but I just kind of worked it out, so by the time they're 3 months, it'll be December. I'm anticipating we'll be going out a lot more because, you know, Christmas, New Year's and things like that anyway. So yeah, I will do like I guess a nursery tour maybe in the next trimester, and then once I got more stuff organized. But things are definitely into full swing now. So the good thing is I'm working 3 days a week, 2.5 days a week, so it means that, you know, I have time to go to appointments. I'm more relaxed. I'm in a comfy spot right now. Like, it's been, I don't know, like, for me, pregnancy has been good to me, to be honest, but I'm just not. Some people love being pregnant. I'm kind of over it. Like, just the everyday struggles, which I guess I shouldn't really complain because, you know, I'm in a country where, you know, we have good support system for pregnancies in case anything happens. It's got clean water, clean environment. I have my family for support, and, you know, I guess I shouldn't really have to, but it's just that everyday kind of thing. And with the whole diabetes, the gestational diabetes, so I am aware that, so I'm due at the end of October, 30th, but it may actually be booked in early. So I don't know whether I mentioned this previously, but I had a really, really raw, intense conversation with some of my girlfriends' friends who have all had kids about their birthing stories. So I've already kind of anticipated that, you know, I'm not looking forward to it because no one really discusses that kind of stuff. Everyone's just like, you know, either cruisy during the pregnancy or like really hard, but no one goes through that intimate stuff. And, you know, a lot of people swear, look, even though you feel like death and it's the worst experience you'll ever go through, you will do it again anyway for the sake of your child, kind of thing. And I kind of freaked out, and I was just sitting there with my legs closed the whole time, and I told my OB, look, just letting you know now that if I need an epidural, just give it to me. Like, I don't care if it's a natural birth or not, as long as the baby's out. If you're going to cut me, please don't tell me, just do it. And also, if you can, give me a catheter after, because I heard that, you know, sometimes peeing and stuff after, especially when you get stitches, it could sting. So I know I'm being a little bit too, I guess, I don't know, how do you say it, like, I guess over worried and like being really silly about it, but I don't know, it's just a whole experience that I don't know how to feel. And the OB mentioned, look, because of my GD, that I most likely may need a cesarean, so, you know, I'm not that type to really worry about natural birthing. I just want to make sure that the baby is healthy, it's out, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so I guess I'm going to end, because I think trimester 2 is coming to an end. I'm actually surprised. Like, I'm still, I wake up every day going, is this real? Like, am I really pregnant? Like, I still think about that. But yeah, so I guess we've got, like, we're almost there. We're on the last kind of final stretches. But yeah, so I'm going to end trimester 2. I hope this hasn't been too long, because I know I kind of blubble along and it's a bit long. But yeah, so hopefully the next round will be like trimester 3, and I'll have like exciting news and like things like that to share with you. So yeah.